Hey everybody, it's Sam sitting by his bay window. Again, it's raining today, like, you care. Uh, I was wondering what I was going to give a little chat about today, and I found on my computer an ebook which I wrote like a year and a half ago. So I thought I'd revisit it and see if I still believe what I wrote. This is just the first little chapter of 12 of them. And the book starts, "You don't need this book." How's that for a hook? Now I gotta read this book. To get good with girls, you don't need this book, or to work with me, or read another self-help book, or watch more YouTube pickup videos, because you're already complete. Yeah, I would say that's true. It's not as if a guide or a coach is not helpful towards revealing who you actually are. But who you are is I don't know what to say, is who you are. The thing that's standing in your way is all the brainwashing and all the stories and all the stuck emotions and how the stories and the emotions are all glommed together are masking who you are inside. Michelangelo had a quote asked about carving David, and he said, David was already inside the stone. It was my job to get rid of everything that wasn't David. And that's pretty much us, right? This isn't a process of taking in more information. This is a process of shedding all the stuff which isn't helping us. And believe me, it's a billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar business. People telling you, adding more knowledge, adding understanding, adding lessons. And how many times have you read an ebook and you said, wow, that transformed my life? Not to say reading self-help books is bad. There's always like a nugget in each book that I remember. But it's probably only a nugget that I remember because it reverberated with something that was already inside of me, which brought it to the surface. Okay? How do you know you're brainwashed? If you think that this world is the way it is, that this is how I am, this is how she is, this is how a car drives. I know that's like bordering on insanity, but the outside world is really a reflection of our inside worlds. And there's a lot of people going to argue with me about that, and that's fine. As Zan Perion once told me, he said, never apologize and never explain. Now, that might be going a little too far in terms of apology. If you did something wrong, you might want to apologize. But we, especially the guys with a lot of nice guy in them, are always worried about disturbing the world. An apology is right at the tip of his tongue, or an explanation of this is why I do what I do. What if no explanations were necessary? That's where I'm going on that one. We listen to our religions, our families, the media, their cultures, what to believe, what not to believe, what's beautiful, what's ugly. It's just all this information coming from the outside. And another video, we're going to talk about who are you? I mean, who are we? How do you know? Sorry, it's going to be off track. We're taught to see the world, and it becomes our filter. If you were brought up to believe evil exists around every corner, you're going to experience the world as a dangerous place. This reminds me of a story. A dear friend of mine is terrified of getting swindled, conned or swindled. And he loves to travel, and he's been all around the world, but he's always on guard for swindlers and con men. Who do you think he attracts? Swindlers and con men. It happened to him just last year. Now, what happens is that this becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you bring the energy of distrust into the world, you're going to attract those who you cannot trust. And when you are confronted by a swindler, then that sends your part of your brain that says, see, that is what the world is made of. which attracts more swindlers, which confirms your bias, and it just goes on and on and on in a vortex. I was in last year. I was in London at a workshop for coaches, and I was having dinner with 5 coaches, men from all around the world. They were life coaches, and they of course we were talking about girls because, that's the most interesting subject, especially when you have like a dating coach in the room. And one guy said to us, he said, "God, if you're from London," he said, "you guys, you're so lucky to live where you are. San Francisco, Barcelona, the women there must be great because the women in London are self-entitled and unattractive." Now, Alfredo, my friend from Barcelona, we'd been walking around town for 2 days, and we were amazed at how beautiful the women were and how open-hearted they were. And so I challenged him on this. I said, "Well, John, we're all coaches, and do you see that you have a filter? You've chosen a filter of what London provides in terms of female beauty and open-heartedness." And we talked about that, and he said, yeah, I totally understand. Yeah, my filter, right, I get it. Then he said, "But Sam, you don't understand. London is filled with self-entitled, unattractive women." His filter was so set in stone, he couldn't even see his own filter, even though he acknowledged it. We never got a chance to take him out to point out all the beautiful women, and I don't even know if he would have seen them if we had pointed them out. Might have gotten sidetracked there. Oh, this is funny. For example, if your parents told you since birth you were an alien, you'd have no choice to believe them. This is an exaggeration of brainwashing. Around age 8, you eventually figured out you weren't an alien, but you still had a sense of otherness. And even though by high school you knew for a fact you were born of this planet of human parents, a nagging sense of separateness continued. You're born of spirit. You are just in a human body. And this spirit is perfect. Because we were born into these bodies and we are born into societies and cultures and religions with the parents that we were brought up, we have been told who we are, what to believe, and what is real. So this process of developing oneself, whether it's for women or finances or work or for your passions, is truly about stripping away all that stuff. I believe that all beliefs, all thinking, isn't real. It's only real because language told us that it was real. And what is real are the emotions, the feelings in our body. That's what I think. Let me see if my ebook. What does this have to do with women? Yeah, I remember when my son was like 10 years old, and he came to my home office and he said, "Dad, I just realized something." I said, "What's that?" He said, "We're all animals. We're just animals. Look at us. We're just animals." And he was so right. We're just animals. We're no different than any other animal except for we've got this language and this giant brain which carries all this thinking in our head. So because you are an animal, you have X certain number of chromosomes, she has a certain number of chromosomes, you are already a natural. Your body knows what to do. So let's keep stripping away all the stuff that isn't you. Let's find the David that's inside of the rock of marble. And you can do this. You can sit and meditate. You can release emotions. You can meditate on a belief. And it's like, when you play that game when you're a little kid, let's all say a word over and over until it doesn't make any sense. Table, 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 table. That sounds funny. You can do the same thing with your thoughts. You can repeat a thought, feel it, let go of a little bit of the feeling, repeat the thought again, over and over and over again until the thought and the feeling start to disassociate. It's really kind of a fun process. We have when we work with men at the experience workshops for Fearless, in the masculinity area, we have them eye gaze with each other, and one of the exercises we have them do is share with your partner what words would hurt you the most if somebody said them to you out loud. And that partner would then say the words back to them over and over until the guy starts to let go of the emotions that are making that thought so powerful. I've seen it over again. I've seen guys fall into tears or into rages, and they're just letting go. They're letting go. One guy was terrified that he might be gay, which was just in this nagging thought, even though he didn't actually believe he was gay. It was nagging, and one of his partners said to him over and over again, "You're gay. You're so gay. Look how gay you are." And after about 5 minutes of this, he started laughing, and he started realizing how ridiculous this thought was that had been nagging at him for so many years. So that's about it. Let me see if there's anything else interesting here. It's completely natural that you would effortlessly approach, attract, polarize, get rejected, let go, and move on with women. Or find mutual attraction and start fucking on the floor of a Kohl's hardware store. Hey, we're animals, and if it weren't for social norm, we would do all kinds of things. I believe that's true. So what do? Go outside and do something unreasonable. Sing a song, say hi to strangers. Anything that brings up, challenges every single story that you have in your head. Roll around on the sidewalk. Maybe there's some suggestions here. Juggle oranges. Well, you could try juggling oranges. Anyway, that's it. You're already perfect. You don't need to watch. In fact, you don't even need to watch this video. In fact, you don't even need to be a member of this Facebook group. Just saying. You can just let it all go. What did I just do? No, wait. Stay. Be part of this. I have some brainwashing. I have to brainwash you some more. All right. Okay, bye.